Thanks, guys. Febivin, congratulations on what may be one of the biggest upsets in the NALCS. You knocked TSM out of playoffs. Were there any doubts in your mind that you would leave the winner today?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our scrims have been really bad. Like, I think we lost like every game, but we always like seem to be really good on stage. And even in the regular season, we lost like 80% of our scrims. But it feels like on stage we just have a switch on and then we just kill everyone.
Killing everyone, especially on that Swain this entire series, popping off on him, picking up kill after kill. Tell me about you and that champion.
Well, Swain is just really busted right now, so I think they had like counters against this, but like you cannot get mid-pro against this champ, so it's just a matter of time.
And you know, Bjergsen did bring out his Syndra in that last game, and I believe it was last week in a sound bit that we had before your match. Bjergsen said that he kind of got into your head and thought that you may be scared of both him and his Syndra. So what's your reaction to that, and what do you think of his performance today?
Well, I think Bjergsen played really well this series. Like, I think his Syndra is really good, probably the best Syndra in the world, actually. But I think I just had the better team today. And I don't really care about the 1v1 matchup because it's just a team game and I can play against any player and do well, so I don't really mind.
You're going to join the rest of your team in a second, but speaking to having the better team, is there anything that you'd like to say to your teammates?
Yeah, thank you to my team, thank you to my staff, thank you to everyone watching, thank you to all the fans supporting us, and I'm really looking forward to playing semifinals and playing in Miami, and I really hope we can get to the finals because I think that's where we belong.
Well, congratulations again on your win. And for more on the game, let's hear from the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Avli. The odds were stacked against them. Everyone and their mothers thought they couldn't do it, and they do the impossible. They make history today, knocking TSM out of the playoffs in the quarterfinals, propelling themselves to their own semifinal berth, and guaranteeing us a new NALCS champion here in 2018.
C9's gone, COG's gone, and now TSM is gone.
And they've looked good doing it, too. You see great teamwork here. Everyone collapsing off onto Hakuho, who was kind of getting caught out of position. He goes down, but the Ornn gets in range. The Jhin has his ultimate as well. They're going to all start collapsing this very scrappy fight. And yes, of course, the Swain.
Huge. The Jhin barely gets in range. The re-engage gets a little messy, but eventually they killed Bjergsen here. The
Solo manhandled Monster this game.
Exactly.
Absolutely did.
He basically solo kills him here, even though it's the Swain that gets the credit with the kill right there, and then he solo kills him later.
And TSM was moving up to collapse on a potential dive.
She just dips.
And also Hakuho's still playing Thresh.
Of course.
That holds true from Game 3 to Game 4, but honestly, the story of this series, from a Game 1 win for TSM to tracking 3 victories, each a little bit more convincing and dominant from Clutch Gaming through the series to end it in 4. Oh my goodness, what a pleasure to watch.
And I really love it too because it felt like more and more people got online as the series started rolling. It started with Hakuho's Thresh and it kind of ended with Hakuho's Thresh, but during that time, Febi stepped up on Swain. We saw the Skarner for Lyra as well as the Olaf, and then the Ornn coming up huge for Solo there. So all the members of this team stepped up at different points in the series.
Yeah, just again, congratulations. The Swain obviously huge here. As you mentioned, Solo huge. Lyra making re-engages. Febi said in the interview himself, team game, and that's what it ended up turning into. Like, TSM was out of sorts. They were unable to convert as a team, but Clutch Gaming always had more people in the party, and they were able to win.
Interestingly enough, the last 6 seed to win against the 3 seed was TSM back in 2016, and Clutch Gaming gets to turn it around and do it here. But again, we cannot understate.
Oh my God.
Or rather, overstate. That's the word I was looking for. We can't overstate the importance of this win here and what it does to the annals of history here in League of Legends in North America.
I mean, it's the end of the dynasty. Like, put quite simply, this team has been in every single finals. If you've been watching North America, you always see TSM, and this is the first time we're not going to be talking about them going into a finals. We won't even be talking about them going to a third, fourth place match, which we haven't had to do before either. They're just completely out.
Exactly, and the history was what I think attached everyone to this, right? They have been in every final. They have such good players when you look at their roster. Zen and Mithy have won 3 titles in a row. Hanser and Bjergsen have won 3 titles in a row. They put them all on the same team. They have Song, who was the coach of Immortals, who took them to finals last year.
Right.
And then they start winning at the end of the year. and you're like,
it's there, right?
There's no way.
TSM
Again, it
don't
feels
make it
inevitable. It
again.
felt inevitable up until this point.
Even game 1 was a smashing, and then game 2 started with a dive at like 2 minutes, 2-0.
Look, we'll have some more time to gush in just a moment, but to hear more about Clutch Gaming's victory, let's send it back down to Avli, who's standing by with Clutch bot lane.
Thanks, guys. I am here with both the victorious bot lane, Apollo and Hakuho. Guys, how does it feel to be the first team to ever eliminate TSM from playoffs?
I don't know we're the first, but it feels pretty good.
I mean, it's kind of unbelievable. I don't think anyone thought we were going to win. I'm pretty sure it was like 99% chance that we'd lose from everyone else's perspective. So it's great to be the 1%.
Well, from your perspective, how confident were you guys going into it?
I mean, I knew that we can be the better team. I think we showed that in the regular season that we are capable of beating them. It was just our scrims didn't go amazing, so it didn't help our confidence. But we came into this with like a fresh start, and we played really well.
And it seemed like a surreal experience both from the fan side and maybe your side. So what can you tell me about that series? What was going on through your guys' heads?
I think throughout the series we adapted better than them. Like we changed our bans out. So like the first game we had issues with Talia Olaf, so like we switched it up so we had better early games. And I think once we had stronger early games, we like used our lead a lot better than they did. And I think that's what helped us win the series.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just did a good job of adapting. The first game was really rough, but we kept really calm. We didn't tilt at all, and we just played our game. And yeah, I think after the third game, we just realized like, we were better than these guys. Like we beat them pretty easily.
And we ended up seeing the Thresh pick come out from you, hitting all of these god hooks and flays. Apollo, any praise for your support?
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
What do you want him to tell you? Give you a pat on the back, have him tell you good job?
Nah, I mean, he's just a Caitlyn one trick, so it doesn't matter.
Caitlyn one trick, there you go. Well, guys, you were the underestimated team to come into this game. Now I believe you've pretty much commanded the league's attention. You play 100 Thieves next week in the semis. What are your thoughts going up against them?
100 Thieves is really strong, and I'm friends with Cody, so I want to beat their bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think we went 0-2 versus them in this regular season, so we haven't have like a good record versus them, but I know we can beat them. We just have the potential to beat them, so we're going to come in strong.
And anything that you'd like to say to the people who are still maybe underestimating Clutch?
I mean, keep doing it.
Yeah, keep underestimating us. I like it.
Well, they like it. Keep underestimating it. Maybe that's their secret to success. Thank you so much, both of you guys. Congratulations again. And to wrap up the day, back to the desk.
If that is the outcome of series where you don't predict Clutch, I will never predict Clutch again because that was so amazing to watch.
It's something to be said. Clutch Gaming's mental fortitude, not just in this series. We talked a little bit about, losing game 1, then the Summoner Spell fiasco in game 2, what that could do to your mentality. We have to recognize what these guys went through all split long, where everyone kept saying they're not good enough. We're talking about the line. We're talking about how they can't compete at the top. We even have the jokes and the memes about, not picking them in predictions. And all throughout it, you see smiles on these guys' faces. You see them able to shake that off and say, hey, well, look, we're doing what we need to do to get victories.
And a lot of these guys have been kind of grinding in the depths of NA LCS for a while now. Like Apollo's been on Coast, he's been on all these teams who have been trying to fight to make their name. Same with like Solo down the challenger scene for a long period of time. Hakuho's always kind of been the underappreciated support in NA, and finally they are getting all the spotlight that they deserve.
I mean, that said, it was already mentioned, because of dynamic seeding, winning as a 6th seed, they are going to move forward to play against 100 Thieves. That's obviously going to be a big test for them, but once again, you've taken down the perennial powerhouses in TSM. I feel like your mentality's got to be in a good place moving forward into that matchup.
Yeah, and you don't want to get overconfident, too, because remember, after they beat Echo Fox, and they're like, yeah, Mark gave us the win against Echo Fox, let's do it.
They lost the next
lose
game,
like
right?
every single game for the rest of the season, and then again, as they're doubted, they prove people wrong. So there is something to that. There is something to having no one believing in them moving forward. This series, though, is going to be extremely memorable for a very long time. The manner in which they really smashed 3 games in a row to kind of, not a full reverse sweep, they lose the first game and then win the next 3. amazing.
And if we put a capper on this series, the outplays were plentiful in today's series, but one player just kept them coming, which earned him Player of the Series, and that award goes to Hakuho. No surprise there, if I'm being honest.
Nope.
Haku, yes.
Haku, yes!
Haku, yes, for sure. Obviously, he's great on Morgana. That thing got respect banned for most of the series. And then the Thresh, they just never found a way to sneak it into the rest of their band. So he gets it 3 games in a row and kind of pulls his team, lanterns them to the upset victory.
And here's the thing, they kept banning Morg, and then when he picked Thresh, they couldn't pick Morg into Thresh because they'd already banned it, so you couldn't stop him for so much of this series. The laning phase was really strong against Ven and Mythic.
Look at that game 3 forward percentage, 65%. That's insane.
He was everywhere. They had him under the turret the whole time.
Compared to game 4's forward percentage, which
well, Caitlyn Morgana is a little harder to push up
push you in all day long. But yes, hats off to Hakuho and his hooks as he propelled his team to victory. That doesn't mean that it wasn't a team effort. Obviously, Febivins, we saw the score line for him over the games in the mid lane. I mean, a very, very strong showing for him up against his counterpart in the mid lane, Bjergsen. And again, the fact that we're not going to see Bjergsen in the next round or in the finals, to me, that's crazy, right? Even forgetting TSM, the idea that one of the core members of that legacy won't be there anymore.
Well, even like the NALCS, when has the story not revolved around Bjergsen in some level? It's Jensen versus Bjergsen, or the CLG guys versus Bjergsen.
Who's challenging Bjergsen?
It was always centered around him, and it's just out. It's over. There's nothing to talk about with TSM for the next 2 weeks, really.
Now we have Team Liquid, Echo Fox, 100 Thieves, and Clutch Gaming. There's only 3 of those teams have never been in playoffs before.
Yeah. Your only old guard, old guard team at this point is Team Liquid still remaining. Obviously, Echo Fox was in the league last year, but not one of those kind of OGs.
If you include Curse, they've been here since the founding of the LCS.
Exactly.
It's the same org, just new name basically. So crazy to think of.
TSM's run in quarterfinals is over. What else is over? That would be Bjergsen's death total in the pre-15. We put the line at 0.5. And Mark calls it with the single death coming in this most recent game, pre-15. That was a close one, guys. I mean, down to game 4.
It almost looked like he should have got out there. There was a blast cone he could have hit to get over the wall. For some reason, didn't go for it. I'm not sure if there's a Swain interaction.
Couldn't get the execute because of that red buff burn.
Either
way.
1
point for Mark here, moving right along to Febby's forward percentage. The line was 17.5.
I said under.
15.4. Is going to be the actual.
Keep doing it.
Mark's like, what can I get away with? Maybe they'll believe me if I say it with confidence. All right, so 1-1, the tiebreaker will be the total kills in this game. 48.5 was the line.
I called
72
over.
Is the actual number. So
I predicted
Jack,
something today. All right.
Yeah, well,
First
See, that's
prediction.
the thing. That's a consolation prize to the fact that neither of you even got the prediction of the series right. Now, I can't really fault. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't really fault you there.
They didn't even.
Some random guy on Reddit's gonna screenshot and tweet it at us now.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Wait, did you really?
No, someone will.
Oh, someone. I was like, we should have made a whole full screen for that guy and gave him a bunch of accolades. Now, you tuned in for the start of playoffs and tweeted out some of the sequences that made quarterfinals worth watching in these LCS big plays. Brought to you by Acer Predator. First up, Eric Handel loves seeing Xmithy's magic working miracle in the Baron Dance versus Cloud9.
4,000 on Baron, down to about 3. Smithy over the wall. Licorice, can he stop him? Gets over, chunks him out, but here comes the engage. Double kill Smoothie. The snipe fight goes to Smithy, and the fight continues well for Liquid. 2 kills already, double. Getting a double for himself. Azonia's pop. Will the shockwave? They're cutting too early. They can't kill him. Sneaky. He only gets 1, but it's a triple for double.
I want that top. I want your top. I got it. Hey, battle big game. Go, man. I'm don't die. Hey, I'm coming. We coming. We slowly coming. Jin. We coming, guys. I'm going battle.
Big plays out of Xmithy. I mean, again, the level of composure that he shows in these big matchups is usually what impresses me the most as one of the more veteran guys out there.
He's seen it all. What is this guy not seeing? He's been to Worlds. He competed with XTG or Vulcan, whatever they were called at the time, with ManCloud. Running.
Oh my goodness.
They were just destroying people.
Bloodwater. The old days. Oof.
So he's been around the block.
How far we've come.
Yeah.
That TSM won't be in the finals. Then Lex Desmar had 4 words to describe Cloud9 in team fights. Sneaky out of lane.
They're looking for the re-engage. Meganar into 2. They're going to find the first kill in the second, only losing 1 so far. The ulti buys a few more seconds. Azuli does grab him for a sec, but it doesn't matter. A triple out of Sneaky. Make it number 4 for Ezreal. He's going to get the shot. A quadra for Sneaky when Cloud9 needs it most.
I'm on Azir. Azir.
Nice. Top no flash. Wait,
I'm chasing.
Yeah, okay. Speed now.
I'm on Swain.
I'm speeding.
Nice. Good job, guys. Oh, no. Tom ulti out.
Oh, no, I stopped it.
Nice. Kill them both. Go flash. Oh, go.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice. Oh, go down.
Speeding you guys. Speeding you guys.
Flash.
I'm pushing out top.
Nice. Good job.
Careful, don't let Sneaky die.
Yep. Nice.
Man.
That was scary at the end there, though. Ole almost turned it back on him. But one of the few moments in yesterday's series that Cloud9 could probably look on fondly as they were eliminated and Team Liquid moves forward.
Yeah, you're always wondering whether or not C9 was going to turn around in that series. They ended up getting 3-0'd. I'd almost say that series felt closer than the series today when you look at how close the individual games were. So.
There could be a case made for that, without a doubt. Now, finally, Colonel Cannon appreciated the escape act by Bjergsen on the Rune Mage.
Now, once again, TSM starting up the Infernal Drake, but they are doing it way too fast. Clutch Gaming wants to get in there, but they can't do a thing. And the Realm Warp gets them out clean from TSM.
Bjergsen with the magic tricks. Now you see the Infernal Drake, now you don't.
I think we should just go burn it. I can ult us all out.
When they show mid, I can really ult us all out.
Go now.
They can go now.
Pull it out. You have to ult us.
We can rise out to Baron.
Ulti to mid. Nice.
Okay.
Careful Baron.
They go ultimate. They say ultimate, ult to Baron, and Bjergsen goes, blue. I'm gonna ult us to blue.
Still did.
He made the right decision. He did make the right decision. I think they originally thought they might contest for a Baron trade or something, and they'd have to go catch him. But it was just kind of funny where Bjergsen's like, no, I'm gonna make this decision.
Some of the best Ryze ults in the entire league. Unfortunate that when it's super meta, we won't be able to see it anymore through the rest of playoffs.
I mean, they make for some crazy, exciting plays, especially when you see things in those late game situations, right, where it really can be decided from, like we saw yesterday, Team Liquid winning off of TPs to a Nexus and not even having to take a full engagement to end it all. Either way, that was just from week 1 of the postseason. Keep up the tweets so we can praise the big plays all the way to the Fillmore. That said, TSM out of the finals. We thought the NALCS, you know, that we knew what was going to happen, that the scripting was already in. Turns out that that's not the case. And Mark was not having it.
We spent so long in the countdown.
That's a really thick script.
It was hard to cut through, and I tried my best.
You even got in.
I mean, I got through enough that's no longer usable.
Here's the good news, Mark. Here's the good news. I can tell you this: the script writers, they work quickly here in North America. So as you have just destroyed the only remaining copy of the current script, they went ahead and rewrote the new NALCS script. And what we found is actually that Apollo and Hakuho.
Yeah, I mean, we had heard about Best in the West. We've been talking about it a lot. Speaking of
He's in the lantern. He has his soul.
Apparently he does. Hakuho, you beat the
Thresh
best.
doesn't have a backpack.
Quote, best in the West. You become the best in the West, right?
That's it. You beat the best in the West.
Get him to MSI. Get him out there.
Boom, West.
There you have it. That feels like a good place to end. You guys agree?
That's the way
I
we're living
agree.
in now.
All right, that's going to do it for us here. So to wrap up the quarterfinals, let's send it over to Freak, Kobe, and Azale for NALCS tonight.